Good morning. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. TGIF. I need the reminder every day. Like, I have to look at my calendar to see what day it is. I'm sure I'm not alone in this. It is Friday. It's April 24th. This is a sort of like a significant day for me because this is my 10-year wedding anniversary. And it kind of just feels weird because it's just like another day. As I was preparing for today's video, I was thinking about how I'm seeing a lot of videos of people celebrating birthdays in unique ways and celebrating different things. I even just saw there was a post on Lee Health's Facebook page talking about how they're trying to celebrate these new moms and encourage them, even though people can't come in and see them as they're about to have their babies. And it just reminds me of the fact that things still move on, right? Like today is also, and I hope she doesn't mind me shouting her out. This is my friend Molly. She's also a Lee Health employee. This was a year ago today that she was diagnosed with cancer. So it's not always good things that we're celebrating through this either. But I do celebrate her because she's been a real warrior over this past year. So I think that it's important to remember that right now things are still moving forward, right? And we can let ourselves kind of linger a little bit and feel all the emotions that come up. But also remember that things are still moving forward, and there's hope in that. There's hope in the fact that we're getting up each day. And, if you look at the numbers are starting to come down. Does it mean that everything's perfect and better yet? No. But it does mean that there's hope, and things will continue to go. Things will continue to move forward. So I want to shout out to all of our healthcare heroes today. Thank you for another awesome week of work. I know your week doesn't usually end on a Friday, but for us, we'll be back on Monday for this video. But just thank you for showing up. And I hope that you can show up for yourselves in, watching this video or doing things for yourself throughout the weekend and throughout the week that really help you to continue to that self-love, to continue that remembering that you are essential. Not just you are essential to your job, but you are essential to you as well as those that you love. So taking care of yourself in that way. So we're going to do a breath work this morning. Hi. That is a fun one, and it's called Breath of Joy. And it's a breath that does make you feel joyful, right? It's something that starts to get the blood flowing. It starts to expand your lungs. I'm going to say that it's probably something really good to do right now as we worry about COVID, because we're expanding our lungs. And there's something that happens when we start to get more oxygen, get more expansiveness. Hello, hi from India. We start to feel better, right? We start to have these endorphins. We start to actually be able to breathe a little deeper. And that's where that joy starts to rise up. So we're going to do the breath of joy today. I'm going to do it sitting in the chair, and you can do it. You can also do this one standing, or you can do it even sitting on the floor. But it is something where you're going to start to bring in a little bit of breath and really start to feel yourself expanding. So sitting up nice and tall if you're sitting, or standing up nice and tall. I'm gonna move this back just a little bit more. Thought I had it far enough away. There we go. I don't wanna hit it. So there's two parts to it. So first there's the breath, and the breath is kind of weird, but it's also nice and cleansing. So the breath is 3 sniffs through your nose. So you're gonna go, it's a good way to clear out your nostrils too. And then 1 big exhale out through your mouth. You can even make a little noise with it. So inhale 3 times. So know once you've got that, and it's okay if it feels kind of weird, but you'll start to feel that your breath, maybe your chest feels a little more expansive. And then there's the arm part. And I like to say that there's a disclaimer here, because if you can't do the arm part, or it kind of looks like this, that's okay too. Or you can just do the breath work part. Sometimes, especially in the morning, it's just too early to coordinate your body and your breath and your movement. So, so really allow yourself that space to kind of do this. So I'll show you the arm movements, and then we'll add the arm movements and the breath together. So the arm movements go forward, out, up, and then you can come down. Forward, out, up, and down. Try it with me. Forward, out, up, and down. You can bow forward, out, up, and down. All right, now let's try and add that all together. Sometimes it works, sometimes you just feel totally crazy. So like I said, just go back to the breath if it feels a little uncomfortable or weird, or you just don't feel like you have the coordination this morning. Give yourself a little grace. All right, so what we'll start with is we're gonna do, so it'll be like this. All right, so now I think we got it. So let's go together. We're gonna do, I'd say about 15 rounds of it, okay? So like I said, you can stop with your arms, or you could just do your breath, or you can always pause in between. But let's start together. Three more. And then come on up and breathe. And you might even feel this rush of adrenaline. You might just feel a little lightheadedness. So if you're standing, make sure you're holding on to something. And just take some deeper breaths now, feeling your inner body just filling up, feeling yourself really getting more expansive. And it's called the breath of joy because it starts to let you have that feeling of joy, of maybe even softening a little. So we're going to kind of roll with that breath now. So take a big breath in, a big breath out. And just notice that openness that you've started to create. Big breath in, big breath out. Feeling yourself filling up as you inhale. Emptying out with your exhale. Letting your shoulders start to soften. And then let's start to bring a little bit of breath in, or a little bit of movement in now. So what we'll start to do is we'll start to take our arms up. We're going to interlace our hands and turn the palms out, bringing your arms up, and just move up through the side body. So stretching up through the sides of your body, pressing down through your feet. Good. And then bring your hands back behind you and interlace your hands. You can move your head a little side to side. Little bit of crackling and popping there in the chest and the back. Good. And then from there, roll your shoulders and just start to feel good. Notice that breath is still there, right? We started to create this opening so that we can use it through our breath. And then we're going to start to inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, just twist to your right, just pulling yourself over to the right. So you're either holding onto your arms of your chair or to the sides of your legs or the sides of the chair. Take a big breath in as you sit tall. And then exhale, let yourself twist a little bit more. So I'm looking towards my right shoulder here. Take another deep breath. And then come on back through center. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale as you twist over to your left now. Sitting up tall. Lengthening as you inhale and then exhaling as you twist. 2 more deep breaths here, twisting towards your left shoulder. And then come on back and roll your shoulders back again. Inhale as you sit tall, and then exhale, just hinge forward here, stretching into your low back. Inhale and exhale. So moving your body, feeling that nice expansive breath, remembering that, things do still move forward through this, and we can choose to kind of linger in the darkness. I think it's important to acknowledge some of these darker things, but it's also important to acknowledge what feels good. Whether it's in our body, it's in our breath, it's in our home, it's in our friendships, our job. And then we'll come up and just bring those elbows up and just start to twist again, side to side. Feeling your side body as it starts to lengthen. Breathing deep. Coming up, you can hug your right knee in, draw your nose up towards your knee here. Take another deep breath. And then we'll switch sides. So bringing that left knee in, drawing your nose in towards your knee as you stretch, as you breathe. Good. And then let's come back and take a comfortable seat to do a little bit more turning in, a little bit more of like a guided meditation. So as you come in now to this comfortable seat, it doesn't have to sit like this. You can just sit with your feet on the floor or however feels good. Feel yourself sitting up nice and tall. So you might have to adjust your seat a little. If you're sitting on the floor, you might even want to put something underneath your hips to get the back of the hips to lift up and the front of the hips to soften, especially if your knees are up by your ears. And then give yourself permission to just lengthen. Remember that breath of joy that we started with. And see if you can still feel some of the goodness, some of that joy that you started to infuse in. Filling up with breath, emptying out the breath, giving yourself permission to start to roll the shoulders back, to check in with yourself. Start to just notice the thoughts that come up. And instead of judging them or shutting them down, acknowledge them. Invite them into your heart. Tell them that there's space for them as well as the good thoughts. Because what we have right here, right now, is enough. However much toilet paper or food or money or whatever it is, it's enough. So we allow ourselves that space to just be, to find a little bit of contentment in the present moment, in our present breath. And if you want, you can close your eyes and just start to let yourself settle. See if you can notice any sounds outside your house, outside the room that you're in. And then begin to listen for sounds a little bit closer, maybe outside your door or in the room that you're in. Noticing the sound of your breath and the sensation of your breath. The rise and fall of your chest, the expansion and softening of your belly. Allow your jaw to release, your shoulders to soften back. Giving yourself permission to just be. To celebrate this insignificant moment of Friday morning. Acknowledging all the tough spots that we're dealing with. And also acknowledging the sweet spots as well. Give giving yourself a chance to just settle into the moment, remembering how essential it is to connect with yourself, how essential you are, not just to the people you work with or the people you live with, but to yourself, to your own health. Even if you just take 5 deep breaths, you can bring your hand to your heart. That can be your self-love. That can be your self-care. Take them with me now. Bring your hand up to your heart. Just inhaling, exhaling, filling up, and then softening as you empty out. When you notice you're holding tension somewhere, just allow it to soften without judging it, without any effort. One more deep breath. And then as you come back through center, you can bring your hands back in front of your heart and just take a moment to honor yourself. To honor yourself for showing up, to making it through the week, for allowing yourself to be present, even if it's just for 5 breaths. I want to see your self-care moments. I want you guys to share them with us. So please post them with our hashtag #LeeHealthSelfCare. Show us what you're doing. Show us where you are in the hospitals, wherever you are in the world. So this is Nicole Traum. I bow to you. Namaste. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back on Monday morning at 6:40. Please share this with your friends, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.